Going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very special smart ring powered by AI, which I'm excited to dive into. The ring itself is called LunaRing. I was really excited when the company reached out and asked if I wanted to review it. I actually got a chance to talk to some people on their team about the device, how it stands out in the market. But first and foremost, we got to dive into the unboxing here. They did not pay me for this review, I have to note, but if you use the link down below, I will get commission, and there's also should be a discount down there as well. You know, I've reviewed now the RingCon, the Ultrahuman. This is sort of a newish player, but I'm really interested in the take on the AI features within their app and the way it all works together. Excited to dive into that with you all. First, we're gonna unbox. Then as always, I'll have it for a couple weeks to be testing it out, seeing how it feels in my life. If it works for me, then I'll come back and give my full review. I did get the Lunar Black color. Again, if you wanna pick yours up, link in the description. And please consider subscribing. If you're new on this channel, we talk about cool tech from an intentional living and minimalist perspective. So if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing and like this video for more. I did get the Lunar Black version and I got it to fit on my forefinger. I haven't had a smart ring that fits there yet, so figured I would try out that look. Very minimal packaging and unboxing experience. That is very nice and small. I do really like that. That's all that comes in the box. Went with the size 13, which is actually the largest size, which says a lot about my hands if you've ever wondered how chunky I am. All right, cool. So the brand itself is called Noise, I believe, or Noise owns LunaRing, something like that. I'm not entirely sure how that works out, but Lunar Black, product size 13. So let's put that down and open up. Ooh, Rise to Brilliance, it says. I don't know if you guys can see that above, but that's cool. You're sort of met with the ring. Pull that. Ooh, look at that. That's neat. It's like a perforated design there. Okay, here's the ring. It's very nice. It comes with a little bit of wrapping here to keep it protected. So it looks like it's almost like a dark gray matte texture, which I actually like that. I do like that there's like this interesting ridge design going on at the top. I think that's pretty cool. That might also help you sort of feel if that's ever on the bottom, you need to flip the ring over. Yeah, that's nice. Feels good. Like that. We'll leave that on my finger. Here's the dock, which looks very familiar to some others. There is, looks like an LED right on the top, which is nice, and then USB-C charging, and then a rubber little puck area here so it can sit on the desk and not move very much. Slide that out. And that's how we're gonna get to our accessories. Wow, this is an experience, huh? How cool. That like feels like kind of like a fancy watch box. All right, here's our accessories. Okay. And then some paperwork as well. Quick start guide. This, I'm not too pumped about, to be honest. The cables looks really short, which I know that my charging cables for my rings, yeah, that's what, a meter? No, not a meter. What would you call this? I don't know. A meter's like, I don't know, that's like 1.5 feet maybe. I don't love that size. I know that with my rings, I have them run down the back of my nightstand into like a outlet near the ground. So, but if it's on a desk or something, that works. All right, so there's the unboxing experience. Let's see, you know, dropping it down on the charger there. That's a really nice fit. It says 5 to 7 days of battery life, I believe, but that's gonna do it for the unboxing. I'm going to, again, like I said, I'll get this set up in the app. Should be pretty straightforward. Spend a few weeks with this and then get back to you all with my full review. Cool, so I will put the ring on the charger. Yeah, a little light indicator. I'll open up the LunaRing app here and we'll just kind of go through setup, see how simple it is. Hello from the Luna fam. Ooh. Fitness and health to work and style. Luna helps you stay on top of everything. Connect your LunaRing. Search now. Allow. There we go. Cool. Pairing. Pairing successful. Get started. All right, let's see what this is all about. You should call me Spencer. All right, my birthday is, don't do that, September 16th. Show my age here, just turned 31, 1993. I'm a man. How tall are you? 73 inches. Is that 6'1"? I think so. How much do I weigh? I'll show this off as well. lot. Need to lose weight. Maybe this ring can help me, huh? 212 pounds. Checking for firmware update. I mean, these animations are really nice. Setting up your device. Okay, do it. All right, yeah, let's let it use my location. All right, let's do Apple Health Sync. Give me all the data. Welcome to Luna, caring for your ring, understanding your sleep score, tracking your activity score, using your readiness score. These look like all like little videos. So that's nice. I'll dive into those, check those out. All right, this is what I think is interesting. This health coach, this AI health coach. You can just ask it questions conversationally and it will give you insights into how your health is through what the ring is able to pick up and decipher. Let's see what their workout looks like. I know with some other rings, they're in like beta mode. This doesn't say beta anywhere. We have walking, running, yoga, treadmill, bike, badminton. Wow, they have a pretty good list here. Of course, not everything, but cool. So you can sort of manually add things as well. All right, well, that was an easy setup. Like I said, gonna be wearing this for the next week or two and come back to you all with what the app and what the ring has been able to pick up. So yeah, I'll come back to you all in a couple weeks with my final review of the LunaRing. You know, it's interesting when a piece of technology like this, which I still, if you've watched any of the other videos on the channel about smart ring reviews, this right here has so much tech packed into it. Like it still baffles me. And you've heard me say it before if you've seen any of the other reviews. LunaRing is an interesting one. I have gotten to talk at length via Zoom, via messaging with the head of the LunaRing, and his name is Swapnil. Awesome guy, love talking with him. You know, one of the things I asked him early on when they asked if they could send me this, which by the way, before we go any further, this ring was sent to me for free and I will make commission off the link down below. Check the link down below, buy yours today if you like anything that I say about this thing. I think you will like it, and we'll get into that in a second. I love it, by the way. I love this ring. It's up there, okay, with the other big players. Biggest thing I need to mention, because I know Aura did this, and people don't like Aura for doing this, but there's no subscription with this. You buy the ring, you get everything that comes with it, with the software. You get to see your data for free and all that fun stuff. So no subscription with this ring. I need to mention that right out of the gate. But link in the description. I was sent this for free. Take that as you will. I've talked with the company. I have a pretty cool relationship with them. Take that as you will. But I do want to be honest with this, and I told Luna I was going to be honest with this review, and I will be. I asked Swapnil early on, why this ring? Why not Ultrahuman? Why not RingCon? Why not Aura? Because I'm finding, you know, it's kind of like with these smartphones, like what makes them different, honestly? And the thing that I quickly picked up on, especially after using it, was the AI integration. Now I know everything's got AI these days, everything's integrated with AI, everybody slaps AI on their product name and, you know, views go wild. But I think what's most interesting about LunaRing is, first of all, and we'll get into this in a minute, product, design, everything, app, great, fine. Cool. There's lots of sensors in here, lots of data trackers, which you can check down below. I don't really want to focus on like the sensors and stuff. I want to focus on how Luna makes use of the data that is tracked. So I've talked before, Ultrahuman's app is super like comprehensive. There's so many data points, so many informational sections you can open up. RingCon, I have found, is more just bare bones. Here's your data, pretty simple, which is fine too. I talked a little bit before about, you know, I'm not really sure where I sit on that. Luna, I feel, is kind of an in-between. I think they lean a little bit more towards RingCon. Their app, which I'll dive into here in a second, is a little more, it's less comprehensive, meaning like there's not all these thousands of data points they're trying to hand you. But that's not to say those data points aren't being tracked by your ring. But what Luna does and what sets it apart, and what I've realized and what I've asked Swapnil and he told me he thinks sets it apart as well, is the AI. It uses an AI integration and this Luna AI so that you can talk to it freely about your data, about how was my sleep last night, about what workout should I do to burn fat, you know, how is my stress level, how can I lower my stress level? There's more of an interaction with the device and less of just a tracking data point, if that makes sense to you. So in a sense, these devices are highly personalized, right? You're not gonna get the same kind of instruction that another ring might give you by saying, oh, your sleep's down, you should sleep better, right? This might give you a more in-depth view based on all of your data points, and do it in a user-friendly way. You can just chat with the app and it will tell you how it's perceiving your health and your body and your awareness and your readiness and your sleep and your stress and all that kind of stuff. That's first and foremost what sets this ring apart. And we're gonna dive into, I'm gonna do a little bit of testing on camera for you in just a second. I think what's exciting with that and the power of software and just in general is talking with SwapNote. I know they're working on updates in the future that are going to add to this functionality. There's some things he could tell me about, like updates to AI, updates to customer support, which has already been great, but I know that they're trying to be like one of the top dogs when it comes to customer support with these devices. But also just like he told me about some things that, you know, he's not able to really share with me, but things like that are exciting that they're coming down the pipe that aren't currently on this, because the last thing you want is a company who creates a product and abandons it, right? And I think getting to talk to them and understanding the company, where they're headed, where they want to head, they're far from abandoning this product and, you know, making more iterations, refining the technology, the software is all part of what they're trying to do here. So all that said, I want to dive into the app here. Like, one of the fun updates that SwapNote actually was able to share was he said the AI coach will revamp significantly in the coming updates, personalized exercise and nutrition plans for improving specific metrics, which would range from sleep, HRV, weight management, marathon training, etc. Depending on what your goals are, AI will be able to use your data and suggest things and then monitor that data to see how you're going on, you know, on the tracking side of things. Next, let's just talk about build quality. Titanium, it looks fantastic. I will say it's a little bit thicker than some of the other options on the market right now. I think it's a little pretty close to Ultra Human. I'll say, like, I know you can't really tell from this far away, but compared to Ringcon's on their Gen 2, so they're naturally going to be a little bit smaller, thinner, better battery life. But in terms of the design, it's a little bit thicker. I say it's comfortable. There's 3 little bumps here for the sensors. One of my favorite things is this little design element, which I don't know if you can see right here, but it's got this little, like, just very minimal design of a raised edge, which also helps you be like, okay, this needs to be on the top of my finger. So if I look down and I don't see that, I need to spin it just to make sure that sensor is where it needs to be. I've been wearing it mostly on my middle finger. I've been wearing it on my first finger too. It just depends on like how swollen my hand is throughout the day. Pretty comfortable to wear, honestly. And I have found battery life to be in between Ultra Human and Ringcon. Ringcon is like 10 to 12 days, maybe even more. This is like, I feel like it's like 5 to 7 days potentially. And then Ultra Human's like 3 to 4 days or something. But, you know, I haven't had any fatigue or like, I'm so scared the battery's gonna run out or whatever like that. I will say a gripe that I have before we hop into the software here. A gripe that I have is you have to have the software running in the background. You can't close out the app, which I don't know why. It's not a huge deal. It's just I, you know, close my apps. A good thing that it does though is when you close the app, it will actually drop down a notification saying like, hey, it's best to keep this app running in the background. I don't know the ins and outs of why, or if you could like not have it running and then just open it and then it resyncs, whatever. I'm not entirely sure, but at least it gives you that notification like, hey, you might want to open the app back up in the background. So that's really one of the only problems, maybe the only problem I have with the Ring is that. Now we're gonna hop into, I'm gonna record my screen here and just kind of show you the app. Like I said, it's very simple. So here is sort of your main dashboard when you open the app. You've got settings over here, profile, learn more, help and support. Up here in the top right shows you when it was last synced, the percentage of battery, about device, you can find my Ring, things like that. In order to sync, you just kind of pull down, you'll see it says syncing. Little bar goes across the top and things will update here. There we go. I've got my active calories, which you can hop into here, just like that, which you can also see along the bottom here. I'll just start there. You've got home, sleep data, readiness data, and activity. Very simple. And then of course on your homepage, you get like basically peeks into each of those. So sleep, for those interested, it does this sort of score like these fitness devices are doing these days, where it tells me how much sleep I probably needed because of everything that I did yesterday, for instance, and then what I actually got. So it's sort of basing those metrics off of that, if it's good sleep or not. You can slide down here and see their different stages, your REM sleep, deep sleep, awake sleep, light sleep, sleep performance over time, hours versus needed. It's clear I need to be getting more sleep. restorative sleep, sleep time. You've got your health monitor here while you're sleeping. So all my readings were in the typical range. Usually you'll find with these things, if you're feeling sick, skin temperature will change. And you might even find like resting heart rate and stuff is a little increased. So that's always cool to see. I haven't been sick since having this ring, but I have seen it work on other smart rings as well. And I would assume the same thing would happen here. All of these things you can kind of hop into. And I love apps that do this. I used to design websites like for a living. Keeping it simple and then allowing people to dive in more and more if they want to, I think is a fantastic way of doing just software in general. And I think they've done that well here. You can come home and kind of see, okay, everything looks like it's kind of in range. Good. Go about your day. But if you want to dive into, all right, here's my goals here in terms of day, week, month, in terms of activity levels, total calories, am I hitting my goal, steps, distance, right? So you can dive in here and check these out. Move every hour. It's similar to Apple's like time to stand kind of deal. Calorie goals, training frequency, training volume. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. I think readiness is always interesting just because it kind of shows you, like, you might feel groggy, but looking at your data, you might be like, you know what though, this is saying like my readiness score is pretty good. Maybe I could go on that run today, or maybe push another mile into my run, which is interesting. Or sometimes it'll be like, hey, today's a good day for you to take it easy. So the app, like I said, it's here. The information that you probably would want is here. Stress is always an interesting one. It's just the amount of stress that the ring is saying it perceives your body to be under. There's a certain amount of stress. This may or may not be like, I'm stressed and I have so much work to do, but also just like your body in general and how it's perceiving that stress on your body. I'll be honest, I don't really know how this is calculated. Overall stress measures your body's physiological stress throughout the day, including while exercising or sleeping. Most of these smart rings have this kind of information. They've all got very similar sensors. But again, what's interesting here is the AI aspect. So here's some suggested options, right? Analyze my sleep. How do I improve? How do I train for a marathon? Any nutritional changes that can help improve my resting heart rate? That's an interesting one. Let's try that. All right, we'll see how long it takes here. I don't know if this is ChatGPT or what system this is using. For someone like me, I don't really care. I just want it to work and we'll see how it goes. Increase omega-3 fatty acids, reduce processed foods. Cool. Let's say, how'd I sleep last night? Really? Let's see what it says here. So this is Luna AI version 1.5. Summary of my sleep. Your sleep efficiency was excellent. Consider maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. Fine. Yeah, and it just gives me a quick rundown. I wonder if there's like something more complex I could ask it. Like, how should I prep for a marathon? Sure, we'll go with that one. I don't really know what else I would ask it at this point. I've asked it a few different things. All right, so these are short. I wonder if this will work. Wow, cool. So it does have that more like conversational back and forth, which is cool. Wow, it's race day, cool. Yeah, so I'm excited to see this get improved over time. And I do wonder if it will have aspects of like, now it remembers I'm trying to prepare for a marathon. So each day it might give me some tips of like, hey, maybe there would be a way to set up like, I want to run a marathon in 6 weeks. And so over that 6-week period, I could log in and be like, hey, what do I need to be doing this week to train for the marathon? And it will know. I'm not sure, I'm just assuming, but it'd be interesting. And obviously companies like this who are getting started and building things, they want to hear from you all as well. So being a part of that and being a part of suggesting different things that the software and hardware can do is super fun to be a part of. But that said, I'm not saying with that this ring's like not ready for prime time. It's great. It works well, it tracks well. This AI aspect of it, I think, is really smart, and I think it's a good idea. And again, I'm excited to see where this company takes this ring. I talked to Swapno actually today, and he said they'll be at CES in 2025. So if you're going, make sure to stop by their display, their booth, and check out the rings, as well as some other products for yourself. But that's gonna do it. Yeah, I think, in terms of smart rings, I like the direction that Luna is taking. Obviously, you can check out the website down below for more ins and outs of battery life and sort of their marketing and what they're pushing in terms of what kind of target market they're going after with this. See if it's right for you. Like I said, link in the description. You can pick up yours today for a certain percentage off. Thanks again to Luna for sending out the ring. I have highly enjoyed wearing this, and I think you will too if you're watching. Please consider subscribing. If you're new on this channel, we talk about tech from an intentional living and minimalist perspective. So if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing, like this video for more, watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it. And I'll see you all in the next one.